Welcome to Campaholics.
I'm Christy.
I'm Mandy.
And I'd rather be camping. Kick rocks.
Woo-woo.
All right, Mandy. I'm going to spotlight you on this because you usually beat me to the campsite. And the first thing I see when I get there is this amazing fire pit.
Yes.
So how do you tell us about your fire?
Yeah. Let me walk you through this process. As I approach the campground, and after Brian and I have some conversation and words back and forth on where we should park the camper,
Right.
Once everything is pretty well set up, I don't know what it is, but building the campfire pit it takes over my mind. I'm just like, we can't start this trip until this campfire pit is properly dug, built, crafted, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just my OCD where I have to be doing something all the time.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with that. Anyhow, so I don't know. It was a couple trips back when we were dispersed camping. And of course it was just Brian and I when we get up there first. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, we got to revamp this campfire pit. This is pathetic. I mean, this thing was rocks were pushed over. It was maybe only 3 feet by 3 feet.
Wimpy.
I'm like, what's this for? One marshmallow to roast? This is pathetic.
Whoever had this should be embarrassed.
Exactly. So my thought is I would like to leave a nice, well put together campfire pit for other campers out there. So of course we got to have it for our trip. So this one particular time, I'm digging, we're shoveling. Brian gets in on it for a certain point, and then he just kind of watches me and is like, whatever.
I just let her do her thing.
Exactly. But we're gathering boulders. We're making this awesome thing. And then I'm looking way in the distance, and there's this old couple camping, and they're staring at me. And I have this shovel, and I'm just digging and digging and digging. And I'm like, I hope they don't think I'm burying a body or something. How much digging I'm doing. They're just like, man, what is this girl doing? It's pretty funny.
Even if you are burying a body, it's called mind your own business.
Exactly.
I do what I want in my camp, all right?
Right? I mean, it's all about the campfire pit for me. One is I want to be able to see people around across the campfire at night. So it's got to be big enough depending on how many people are coming. Right. And you got to have your fire big enough to light those faces. So I don't want to be coming up to the campfire and there's no room for my chair.
Yeah.
So
true.
Really I'm doing it for the people.
It's for the people.
The campers. Okay. Although this may entertain my husband from a distance for a couple hours. This is for you guys. Okay. So on top of that, it's we say you got to earn the burn. So if you're going to be throwing fire on this thing, you better collect that firewood too.
Yeah, this is a group effort. Not just one or two people should be out collecting firewood. Everybody at camp needs to go out and bring back some wood.
Amen.
Otherwise, you're going to be in your tent by yourself all night.
I know I'm an exception. I actually like gathering firewood so much that one year I made camp shirts for all of this where everybody got 3 icons on their shirt. And of course, there was a camping one, whether it was a campfire. Everybody got the middle campfire one. Sure. Well, my specific one on the side of the campfire was a little person holding campfire wood in their hands. I loved it so much. Brian's is the campfire, and then he had shooting, and then also napping. So those were his 3. Mine was gathering campfire wood, the campfire in the middle, and then I had a Scrabble piece. Because I love games. Yes. So everybody had their own personalized shirt, but yes, on my shirt was gathering campfire wood. So I understand if it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like it.
I have a fun story. Back when I was underage and I shouldn't have been drinking, I was drinking, and I was camping actually with my dad and some of his friends. It was dark out, and my dad was like, "We got to go get more firewood," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, firewood!" I love gathering firewood, but my dad had an extreme way of gathering firewood, so we hopped on the quad.
Okay,
I have a beer in each hand and a flashlight in my mouth.
What the deal?
And I'm sitting backwards on this quad. because I'm looking for the wood behind us.
And
right?
your dad's driving?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm his cup holder. So one beer is his, one is mine. And then eventually, so like, then we tie up like this giant log behind us. And I'm like sitting backwards on the quad, just like drinking beer.
What
with a flashlight in my mouth.
That could have gone wrong in so many
Oh,
ways.
not safe at all.
No. We don't recommend this at your next trip.
Yeah, don't try that unless you're very experienced.
Exactly. Oh, so a slightly safer way to collect firewood is one of the advantages of having a truck is we're like, all right, guys, it's time to get in and we're going to get firewood. Whether it's leftover from a campsite nearby or you're just going out into the woods, we pile in, we get out, we collect as much as we can, bring it back.
That's way safer.
And probably you get 3 times as much.
You get a lot more than dragging a piece of wood
Exactly.
behind your quad.
I always tell myself, like, probably every time I go camping, why do I not have a wagon?
Oh.
Fill this little sucker. Come on.
We're going to have to get you a wood wagon.
I like that. And it's not just about, I think most people are like, I got to get the biggest piece. Great. You just throw big pieces on there, your fire is going to be pretty weak.
Yeah.
You need the little stuff to keep it going.
Yeah.
And it's an art, people.
It's great point, Mandy, because you can't just throw random shit on there and expect it to have this amazing effect, right? It's not just about your wood selection. Mm-hmm. It's about how you're stacking the wood in the fire. And I think there's a lot of different methods to this. Like some people use the teepee method.
There's the Lincoln log method.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that
There's the I'm done with it, just throw it on the fire method.
Yeah. Sometimes I do that too.
As long as it's big enough, it'll work.
Yeah. It's all about timing, right?
Yeah. And we can't forget about one of the most important pieces to a campfire. You probably know what I'm thinking.
S'mores?
Okay, she doesn't know what I'm thinking.
Beer.
It's the poker stick.
Oh, yes, the poker stick is extremely important.
Good guess. Yeah, it's so important because I build these campfire rings so big. Yeah. If your poker stick is like your arm's length, you're going to melt your face off. So you got to have a poker stick to stoke that fire, keep it going, but you don't want to melt your face off at the same time.
Yeah, you don't need to come back looking like Two-Face.
Right. So it's important to have not only the length of your poker stick, but you need to have that thing sturdy.
Yeah. And I like, there was one where kind of like at the end of it, it looked like a little Y almost.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
That was a good stick.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like a great poker. If it's so good, you sometimes take it home, like Reese has.
Reese did, but then he broke it.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
Jay used to bring home like every poker stick. I'm like, we got to stop.
I will say I probably have more sticks that look like guns than I do anything else.
Yeah. I love the ones that are like slingshots.
Yes. Oh, we got a couple of those too.
Oh man. Yeah.
Who would have thought?
So something you might want to think about too when you're camping is, has it been raining up there every day? Because if it has, it's all wet.
Yeah.
So maybe bring a couple starter pieces so you can dry out the rest of them.
Or like little fire starters. Like we had those little like bundles. Those worked really well. Or like bring lighter fluid. Like plan ahead. Because the last thing you want to have to deal with is spending hours trying to get it started.
Yeah. So one time my cousin whipped out this torch and I don't even remember the proper name of it, but this sucker was long and he was just like putting it on because I think the wood was wet and it just like boom, fire. It was awesome. So
well, I guess if you have a torch then
I mean, use whatever you have to. So
I love it. That's another thing I think we should talk about to help our folks out who maybe haven't camped a lot or done a lot of fires is what can you burn and what should you not burn.
Exactly.
So we have a whole kind of thing where like you can burn like paper products, like paper plates and cardboard things, right? But no plastic. Especially if you're going to be cooking over the fire later, because you don't need those like plastic carbon bits on your hot dog now.
Exactly. Side note, sorry if I'm chewing, folks. My blood sugar's low. Anyway.
I thought we were going back on snacks. I was like, hey.
No. But yeah, I mean, you got to be careful and mindful of other people. I mean, I like to bring paper for sure.
Yeah.
My sister was even asking me, do you have reusable dishes for your trailer? I'm like, if I'm not at a campground where I have unlimited amount of water.
Yeah.
No, because I want to just burn it.
Yep.
and I want less trash to bring home.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
we even sometimes have like a burn trash bag.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we're like, hey, we can burn that. So let's start our fire with that later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's smart.
You know what works really well to start a fire? Is lint from your dryer.
Oh, I think you say your belly button.
Well, I mean, if you have enough of it.
If you got it, burn it.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So if I'm like, it's raining, okay, let's just grab some of this old lint.
Yeah.
Get it going.
Yeah. One other fun thing too is, Reese always has to have those like little color changing packets. And I will admit, they're fun.
Yeah.
So I had gotten him for his birthday, he got a 12 pack. So he's got it plenty to burn.
That's awesome.
But if you guys don't know what these are, you can get them anywhere. Like Walmart has them, Amazon has them. It's just like a little chemical packet, and you throw the whole bag into the fire, and it turns your fire like really cool colors, like blue and purple and green. It's so fun.
It's pretty, and I don't recommend roasting your marshmallow while it's going on. I'm not sure what that'll do to you, but they're really cool, and they last forever.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely something you want to do.
Yeah.
After you've cooked dinner on there, or after you've done your marshmallows.
There's so many things with the campfire too. Like we talked about how you have the Jiffy pop where you can do the popcorn over it. Well, one time I didn't have popcorn. I couldn't use my microwave in my trailer.
Oh no.
I had microwave popcorn.
Emergency.
And so I makeshift this foil pack, cut open my microwave popcorn bag, put it in it, and then put it on the fire. I think I got maybe like 20 pieces of popcorn out of it, but it was all about the experience.
That's a pretty good MacGyver move, man.
Right? So what I'm saying is it's fun to experiment putting things in the fire. A penny, ice cubes sometimes will surprise you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything dangerous like bullets or cans of propane.
So on that line for danger, I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law wouldn't mind me talking about this. Before he was my brother-in-law, we were camping, and he thought it'd be funny to put a whole can of soda in the fire and walk away.
Oh, shit.
While me and my friends were sitting there having a moment, and all of a sudden, soda explodes. Not just over all of us. I had my favorite sweatshirt on, you guys.
No.
It ruined it. To this day, I'll be like, why did you put that soda in the fire?
That's messed up. We got to get him back.
Right? I have to do that.
Gotta get him back.
So yeah, be mindful or don't be mindful. I don't know. Depends on who you're camping with.
Yeah. So you mentioned when you're building your fire, you have like a shovel.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you have with you or bring with you? Or what if you had no shovel? How are you going to do this?
A rake.
A rake?
You're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it without a shovel and a rake.
I recommend a shovel.
Okay.
For sure. And otherwise you're stuck with that little 3x3 fire pit that whoever left before.
Yeah.
So
how do you find your boulders? Your little rocks that go around
they're just around.
But do you have like a selection process, Mandy?
I mean, there's a kind of a sizing method, but
I love it.
The more the better.
Do you like pile them up and then you're like, you're not being used because you don't fit in, and then you throw them back?
I mean, if it falls over and it doesn't fit like, Tetris, then maybe, but
I love it.
But yeah, you got to have the boulders too, especially to lay those huge logs over. You don't want them falling over or people tripping on them.
Gosh, yeah, it's always me the one tripping.
That's pretty funny. Don't forget safety also when you put your fire out. Put your fire out.
Yeah, please put it out.
You think, oh, it's out. But there have been so many times that I have put or thought I put my fire out, and then I look back and I'm like, holy cow, there's another flame. So you got to put these things out.
Yeah. So, there's a couple ways. Like, if we're done using the fire, like done, right? We'll pour water and dirt on it and we'll get it completely out. But if we're going to use it again, like say the next morning, I'll scoot the logs away, right? Separate your coals, and then you kind of poke at it and put some dirt on there so it dies the flame down.
Yeah.
And then you can reuse it, right? But I hate it when people are like, oh, I dumped 18 gallons of water. You're never going to get that started again.
I know. I know. And you just have to be mindful of the weather. Like if it's windy, definitely
keep it low.
Keep it low.
Put and it watch it.
Exactly. You don't want to ruin it for other people. This is why in Arizona they put so many fire restrictions on, especially in the summer, because stupid people do not put their fires out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. There was one time that the kids with their cousins were like, we're going to go on a drive. We're like, cool. Well, they came back and said, we found a fire burning that somebody had left, and they put it out. Thankfully, they saw it and put it out. I don't know. It's a little risky, but...
Yeah, only we can prevent wildfires, folks.
Yeah.
That's what Smokey Bear says.
I know. I just want to go camping and smell like a campfire. I don't want to go... I mean, I will make the most of my trips without a campfire if there is a restriction, but I prefer one, especially if it's cold.
Absolutely. And it's just like the smell of it and the sound of it. Like I could sit there and stare at a fire for days.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing.
Exactly. So... I kind of want to touch back on the ultimate s'more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from our snack episode, guys. If you guys didn't listen to it, go back and listen to this, all about the snack one. So my ultimate s'more, typically you have a s'more with the marshmallow, the graham cracker, the Hershey's chocolate. Well, not much of a difference, but it's a big difference. So you're going to replace that Hershey's with a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it?
It's amazing. Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. Just
kidding. I thought the graham crackers.
Yeah. Just kidding. So then you replace the graham crackers with the Keebler striped. It has to be the Keebler striped cookies. Yeah. And you have to have 2 of them.
Okay.
So put the marshmallow, the Reese's peanut butter cup, and the 2 striped cookies.
That sounds amazing.
You won't go back.
I feel like it'd be really good. Have you seen those ones where they do like Rolos? There is the chocolate, so it's like a chocolate caramel marshmallow.
What?
Yeah, dude.
How do you even roast something like that?
Well, you don't roast the Rolo. So you roast your marshmallow.
Okay.
And instead of using a Hershey chocolate bar, you like smush your Rolo.
Oh.
And that's the chocolate, but it's caramel and chocolate.
We're gonna have to have a s'more night.
Yeah, we need to try out a couple of different recipes.
S'more Wars.
S'more Wars. Oh,
actually, there's a game like that. I have it in my closet. S'more Wars. Pretty fun.
It's going down.
Yeah. Oh, and on the topic of s'mores, because we're talking about campfires, it's all about the roaster.
Oh my gosh.
We have these expandable ones we got on Amazon, and they're amazing. Because you don't want to burn your face off or your hands or your contacts onto your eyes.
You need one that you can like rotate because you need a perfect... I mean, I burn mine.
Yeah.
But for those of you that like a nice golden brown marshmallow, you need one that can rotate really well.
Exactly. There is one that's like a fishing pole.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of for the hot dogs, but you can do your marshmallow on it too. Yeah. And you just kind of like flip it as you go.
I kind of want to get it. Like, I keep looking at it and I'm like, I can't justify buying this. But at the same time, I'm like...
It makes a good white elephant gift exchange.
That's what I was thinking.
We'll just say that.
And if I get it for you, then I could use it too, right?
Exactly.
It's like a win-win.
Again, it's for the people.
That's for the people.
That's something too, like when we camp with the group, I don't want to end up with everybody having like 20 bags of marshmallows and crackers. So I try to coordinate. Like if you're bringing that, I'm not bringing it.
Yeah.
Because then what happens? You go home with a half bag of marshmallows and they go stale, and then you're throwing money away, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. Reese usually just eats them, or I'll make Rice Krispie treats. But to your point, you can have too many. So you gotta coordinate with the other campers for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, we will probably post some tips and some photos about some good fire pits, what to burn, what not to burn, how to properly put your fire out so we don't have any wildfires happening.
Yeah, I might even have a picture of my latest and greatest fire pit, so we'll have to try to dig that up too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, follow us and like us and stick around for next week's episode. What are we going to talk about next week, Mandy?
What's that smell?
What's that smell? It's all about cooking at the campsite.
Yep.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to email us if you have anything you'd like to share at I'dRatherBeCampingWithAK@gmail.com and visit our website at I'dRatherBeCamping.com.
Bye.
See you later.